Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Verene, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ink Thoughts podcast. How are you doing this week, Verene?
Hello everyone. This week I'll say it's slightly better than last week in terms of I'm not that tired and things that I wanted to do I've completed, and so I feel slightly better, more accomplished, But there's nothing really special that happened throughout the week, I guess. Oh, just that on the day on 9th of February, it was actually my brother's birthday, but I don't know, maybe I'm too busy that day that I've actually forgotten that it's his birthday until I reach home. Then I realized, oh, today is his birthday. But anyhow, everything went well after that, How about you?
Okay. That sounds great. This whole week, I haven't been feeling quite well this for the past few weeks, mainly because my final year project have been stressing me out. But I don't know. I just kind of find some way to handle that. I guess I kind of got some reassurance from my supervisor after talking to her. But this whole week I've just been resting because I just went with a I think automated sleep schedule, as in I literally didn't use alarm clock or anything because just gonna see how it goes if I try to wake up on my own, and I ended up waking like around 8 every time. And I didn't work on any kind of journaling, meditation and gym. I just wanted to take a rest. But I don't know, man. I thought I could easily fall asleep at 9, but then it seems like that's not the case. I have no idea why. It just seems like my actual sleep hours is more like 11. It's like quite surprising, which kind of makes sense when I say that I wake up at 8. But I don't know. I don't know. I always thought that I'm more of a morning person, and I thought like if I could just sleep at 8 and then if I can sleep at 9, I would just wake up at 5. But then that's not the case apparently. I'm not sure. There's one last day for me to try out, which is like tonight. I'll see whether it works. I just wanna make myself sleep at 9, and hopefully I can like just wake up at 5. I don't know. Maybe it's probably the sun or something that makes me wake up at 8. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. But this week, I don't know. There's nothing much going on. Just me trying to find a balance between my life still. But all this thing kind of reassures me that I just dislike studying. Like studying is really not my thing. I don't know. At least I don't find joy in it. So I don't find any kind of joy, any kind of accomplishment in it. So it's not something that I will be pursuing after I graduate. That's just like I don't find any great purpose in it.
Do you feel well rested after waking up at 8?
Yes, I do actually. I do feel well rested after 8. But then I don't know. I just wish that at least I can wake up on my own at least like 6 or something. I'm not sure if that's possible. I hope that that's possible. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I probably have to reorganize my personal schedule again. I'll see. Or even I just have to like give up something because I at this point I've already stopped going for runs, and then like even climbing, like bouldering, I try to make gym my only focus, and then other stuff would just be like supplementary stuff where I would just go if I really really have the time or want to. I don't know, I'll just see how it goes. But I guess this kind of leads into today's topic, where we're talking about, should we just live the way we like or like the way we live? So for an example now, I guess I am trying to figure out a way like the way I live, because obviously I don't particularly enjoy this final year project thing. It is like okay, right, yesterday when I was recording a video, I literally talked about this. Like, I think there's this 4-quadrant thing in life which we always look at. There's like things which so this 4 quadrants, from like on the left side, it's like whether it's so like 4 quadrant on the left, top and bottom. Top will be maybe urgent and bottom will be not urgent, and then the other side will be, top will be important, and then the bottom will be
Not important.
no, that's not how it works. No, that's not how it works. So I think horizontally, top will be urgent, bottom would be not urgent, and then vertically the left would be important, and then the right will be not important. So there's always this quadrant that we try to fit our stuff into it. And then obviously I know that of course, for me personally, the FYP thing would be something that is, I would prefer to put it as not urgent and not important personally. But then of course, because of this, because of my degree and stuff, so that has to be in urgent and important. So for kind of like no reason, I just have to put that as my priority. And then there's other stuff which I would say, like journaling, meditation, gym, YouTube, podcasts, all this kind of stuff. They are not urgent, because like on a life perspective, personal wise, I would say that they are usually between not urgent, important, and urgent and important, because of course they especially YouTube and podcasts, I just have to, there's a deadline every single week where I have to make sure that I publish them. So they usually fall between not urgent, important when it's still early, or like maybe like right before the deadline, then it will be urgent and important. So like all this stuff is always in the important, always within the important part, because they are just things that will create a lot of compounding benefits in the long run, because you know, like doing this kind of thing over and over again, they're just like, I think there should be some level of success, and then if you want to stop doing it, of course you will lose that compounding effect. So you can't, once you stop doing it, you can't expect something success related to happen in the next 10 years that's related to this, and yeah. But then I don't know, man, I hate that life just kind of push them into like not important but then not urgent, just because there's this FYP thing here. So yeah, that's why, like, for me currently, I would say that I'm just like, I'm trying to like the way I live, but then I still can't find a way to like do it. But yeah, what about you, Verene? What kind of life are you in right now?
Oh, I'll say actually I'm trying to find the way I like, and try to live the way, because to be honest, recently I think I've been trying to adjust my schedule and things in my life, the small things. And so I'll say currently I'm trying to find the way that I like and try to live it. But of course there's a lot of other stuff like work, which is unavoidable, and it uses up most of my time. And then the remaining time is kind of like it's not the whole, how do I say, whole block of time. Is like in the morning or at night. So sometimes it's slightly harder to do whatever I like in that small chunk of time, because sometimes some of stuff require more time. Yeah, so I'll say I'm still trying to figure out a way that allows me to live the way I like. But I wouldn't say, how do I say this? I totally understand what I like yet. I just know that.
But.
Sorry.
Continue.
I just know that.
Continue.
I don't want everything to be about my work only. Yeah.
Okay. But do you think by let's say if you still work, will you be able to fully fully have fully live the way you actually like?
Actually, I think to fully live, I don't think it's possible. Yeah, so in the end, maybe after I'm able to find a way that I really like, but I can't fully follow it. Maybe that's the time that I'll need to learn how to like the way I live.
Okay. But yeah, so you have never like kind of you never dreamt of living the way, actually fully living the way you like or something like that?
Of course, I would like to, but for the whole life that I've been living so far, I don't think there's a time that I've fully lived a way that I like yet.
Yeah, but haven't you dreamt of it or worked towards it?
Sorry?
Haven't you dreamt of it, or you just like work towards it, want to work towards this thing, this kind of ideal life that you wish to live?
Oh yeah, of course. I've thought of it as well, and of course in the future I would like to do that. Of course within my capability. So that's the thing that I need to improve on and make sure that I have the ability to allow myself to do that. And currently within my capability, I'm trying to find a way that might be able to allow me to live the way I like.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Okay.
How about you? Have you ever thought of living the way you like? I believe you do.
Like obviously I have, and that is mainly the reason why I have all this quadrant of tasks which I want to do. Like the reason why I'm doing like meditation and all this stuff, like YouTube and podcasts and all this kind of stuff, is mainly because I know that all these things which I do will greatly benefit me in a way that will push me towards living the way that I actually like in the future. That's why I'm doing all this, because yeah, and I mean, like most things in life kind of just relates to money. As long as you can get enough money, and then you can remove parts of your life which you don't necessarily like. Because like, of course, living the way you like still consists. If let's say you are just one person living the way you like, there's still many components that is connected to it in which you don't like. And then if you are living just alone, like just personally living that whole life and doing everything, it's still unavoidable that you have to do all these parts which you just dislike. So, and then the way of kind of doing that is either like what most people are trying to do is just like, oh, they're trying to, and what we are trying to do right now are just trying to find a way to like how we actually live it. And then and the other way is just like literally get someone to do it for you, which is like paying someone to do it. And then that's exactly kind of like what we talked about in our last podcast episode, where if we were to like, because primarily we want to make this podcast a fun thing to do, and then the fun thing is kind of like the plan that we want it to be. And then in order to achieve that, while growing it or something like that, so while maintaining it fun, then we need to just outsource those things that we dislike, and then just maintaining those parts where we like. Also, that's why I've been always constantly trying to work on this passive income thing, because I know that like if I can get passive income and all this stuff, at least I have the option to just use money to solve part of the problem, and then make sure that the remaining things that I need to do is something that I kind of like and all that. Yeah. Or even just have the choice of choosing to even let go of everything, because I find that all these things are not fun, and then I can just like live with the money that I have, something like that. or even just explore like some or should I say that I can just not worry about surviving, because I think when we talk about work, most people
Yeah, true.
or most people kind of just work because you're like you have this survival, the fear
Yes.
of survival. That's why you want to just keep working, and then like make sure there's money in your pocket, and then that's why you can feed yourself. You can pay for your house, pay for your car, pay for the bills and everything. But yeah, I mean, doing all this passive income thing it's not okay. It wouldn't ultimately lead to living the way that I like, but then I just have the option to live a life which that's better than what I have now. So it's like it's more likable than what I have now, I guess. I guess that's more like.
So the main element is having the option.
Actually, yeah, I say yeah. It's more like having the option, because now we are just more now we are more tied down. Like exactly at this moment right now, I'm tied down to this FYP thing. Yeah, and then let's say if I really have a bunch of money, I can realistically speaking, and then not. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's just not talk about that option. But let's say if I have a lot of money, I can literally just like ditch this FYP thing and then not consider about it and work on other stuff. And as in I can fail this degree without any worries because I have the money.
Yeah.
And then that just gave me more options. So not necessarily like with this kind of money, I will have a way that I like, but then I have more choices. So knowing that I don't like this, I can just easily discard this and then head to another option, just to explore that whether I actually like that. And then same thing like when we work and all that. If we have the money, we can just like simply choose the like a more preferable method. Whereas now that we don't have money, we are stuck with less options. And then something like that. Yeah. I guess I don't know. Now we have. At least for me, I have no choice but to choose. I mean, okay. Now I have no way but to choose to like the way we live. But then ultimately, I'm working towards to have the option to possibly live the way I like. Or like just live a way that's more likable than what I currently have, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I do agree
that's
on
like
your
my
view as
current
well.
goal.
For me, I also feel like I don't have the choice at the moment, so I'll have to try to adapt and like the way that I live. But ultimately, of course, one day, of course, I hope that I can just live the way I like. But just now, when you're talking, I just thought of one thing. How about those people that they don't have a dream or whatsoever at the moment? They just know that they have to keep on earning money. And then through earning money so that one day they can live a way that they like, but they don't know what is it yet. So throughout these all these years, they was just work very hard to earn money, but maybe they are not happy or it's very stressful for them. Do you think it's a good thing?
Okay. I think for those people, I mean, there's nothing wrong, but there's just this thing, because I think they haven't understood the true value of money. They haven't understood the true value of money, because I mean, previously I would think that same way as well, and then I would think that accumulating wealth is like it's like kind of the main purpose in life. Accumulating wealth, and then passing down to the next generation or something. But then in the end, I mean, like recent years, I found that accumulating wealth shouldn't be the main priority in life, because all this wealth wouldn't do anything. Yeah, so it's better to make sure, like, wealth is literally a value of exchange, so you need to make sure that this it's okay, how do I say it? So okay, we can say that it's like energy, like if you have learned physics, money is just like a form of energy. Like when we have electricity, you can convert them into heat energy, or you can convert them into motion, something like that. And then that is where the value come from. Like if you have a bunch of electricity itself, it's kind of useless if you don't know what you want to do with. You can have a bunch of electricity, but if it's just electricity, like human don't necessarily use electricity. It's whatever form that it converts into that becomes useful. Like when it turns into motion, like electric car, and then it's able to bring human into another location faster. So that's where the value comes from. When it turns into heat, it provides warmth to human, like during cold weather, and that is where the value comes from. So the same thing happens in money. Like, and another thing is that when electricity, let's say you just store it in a battery for a long term, it will degrade itself. So basically you lose some electricity over time. And that's exactly the same thing as money, because money itself, it's just like, it's kind of useless. Like you can't have a bunch of electricity. Of course, now you have the option, knowing that, oh, I can choose to use this electricity to power up my electric car, which can bring me anywhere, or I can choose to power up my house, which can, like, can do a bunch of things. I can watch TV, whatever, give me entertainment value and all this kind of stuff. But if knowing that you have all this battery and then just keeping it doesn't bring any useful output, and then you're just like losing electricity over time. So money is the same thing. Like if you keep accumulating it, there is kind of no point. It's better to start making it, putting it into good use, and then creating more value out of it, and then all this value should eventually bring you more money that you can, like, create more value, something like that, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess those people just haven't. I'm not sure if my explanation is the best. I'm not sure if people can understand that, but I think most people just haven't understand that. I mean, not most people. So people that was under your description just haven't understand that, money is not value itself. Money is just exchange of value. It's kind of like the common commodity that everyone can understand. Like easier way of measurement, easier way of measurement. So yeah, like you just have to accumulating wealth. There's nothing wrong with that, but then you have to use it eventually. There's no point keeping so much wealth or until the end, and then you die. You pass it off to another person. Yeah, like that's one of the reason why, like, recently I thought of this, whereby, because I think in Asian culture, like, buying a house is like, it's like a thing. People just like keep buying houses, and then you feel that sense of security. I mean, there's nothing wrong. You feel that sense of security. You get that feeling that, oh yes, I wouldn't, now that I have this new house, I have this new property, I know that I will have more wealth in the future, and then so I can survive longer. Let's say if I don't have any kind of, if I don't have any income. But that's nothing wrong. That is actually a very good way of thinking, a very amazing way of thinking. That's why I guess most Asians are able to just like get richer and richer generation by generation. But then the thing is, you need to know that, like, human life is finite. At least until now, we haven't found any ways to solve immortality. So you will die eventually. And what's the point of knowing that you will be able to live you'll be able to live 10 more years? How should I say it? Okay, let's say you spend this you spend 10 years buying this house, and then buying this house kind of give you assurance that you can live another 20 more years without any income. But the thing is, like, at one point in time, that future security is no use for you, because you're gonna be died. You're gonna be dead, and then that future security is like useless. So I guess it's good that we have this mindset. I think starting with this mindset is good. Like, providing future security is good, but eventually the future security is like totally useless, totally there's no value with it, because we're just gonna die. So at that point in time, it's better to convert all this future security into something more valuable, such as like experiences, or even providing value into others.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So instead of just making ourselves more future proof, which we know that at that point that's useless, why not give it to someone that hasn't reached the future proof yet?
That's true.
Or they have something that more valuable that they want to achieve. So yeah, I guess that's what I would like to say. Yeah. I guess.
Actually, I like the.
I hope that's. I'm not sure. I felt that it's a bit complicated. I hope that general people can understand that, because I think I can simplify into one sentence, but then I haven't figured out the way yet. Yeah.
But I like your analogy about the money is an energy thing.
Yeah, that actually, I literally made that up, and I'm quite surprised that kind of makes sense, at least for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Quite
Makes
surprised
sense for me as well.
Like, oh my god. Yeah. But I guess people need to have certain knowledge in physics, otherwise they probably don't understand.
Trust. Let's give some trust in our audience that they will understand.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I mean, just study probably maybe elementary grade physics, and then you should be able to understand sort of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I apart from your analogy, which actually I agree to it, and actually I thought maybe for this kind of person, one thing that because throughout all the years, maybe for 30 or 40 years, they've been accumulating wealth. The main focus is just earning money, and then throughout the whole period of time, they lose out a lot more, without their realization. And then one day, when they realize that, okay, actually I don't need this much of money, and I'm not living the life that I like also, looking back, maybe it might be even more sad for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, because throughout the years, the main focus is just to earn money. Of course, you feel very stressful. Maybe you don't really have friends, because you just keep working, and then you lose out the time to spend with your family. Perhaps it also affects your mental health as well. Yeah, you're not happy. Then the main thing that you want in the end is to be happy with the life that you want. But you're not happy already. Even you reach that point, you won't be happy as well.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that's why okay. I mean, people say that you can buy happiness with money. That's sort of true. I mean, okay. I guess no. Like what we said just now. It's not necessarily 100% that you can buy happiness with money, but then it just gives you an option. It just gives you a lot more options.
Yeah.
So one of the option could be happiness. Yeah, but it still depends on people. It just gives you a lot more options.
True.
Yeah, so of course, but I don't know, man. Like I always have this question as well. Like I always thought of what is the reason of, like, passing on generation, like reproducing and all this stuff. One thing is passing on like building the name or something, but I guess it's definitely not wealth. I'm pretty sure that building next generation is not about passing on wealth. That is totally useless, because it's just an exchange of value. But I believe it's probably it's probably not about passing on your name as well. I think building a name is cool, but then the name doesn't come with any value if whatever you have done is not so valuable. So I think it's probably more important on passing on the knowledge and the experience that we have learned. So yeah, like for people that keep on earning wealth and then eventually one day they just figure out that there's no point earning so much money. The main thing that they have probably passed on is their knowledge, like their experiences, which tells the next generation that, giving all there's all this way which I've earned my money, which is very useful. That's why I'm so rich. But it also shows that money isn't the single solution to solve everything in the world. Yeah, that's why I'm like so sad. Yeah, so sad and so lonely probably. And at in the end of the day, yeah, something like that. So I assume at least until this point in time, I believe it's about passing on the knowledge and the experiences to others.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe something that
I mean
you build throughout the period of time that can be beneficial for others, not necessarily the money.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I agree. Like, yeah, something that brings value, or not the money. Like, I would say, like, okay, in definitely like a family business or something. Example, like family business. Whether even just a cookie company. Like, I guess that's providing, a solve towards hunger or entertainment value, happiness value, something like satisfaction value, something like that. That is kind of a value-ish. Yeah. But yeah, I did have this thought because, like, I don't know, like living, being able to live a way we like is one thing. So having the ability is one thing. But another thing in this, because, this can kind of simplify it as, when we are liking the way we live, we are in an uncomfortable position. That's why we are trying to like the way we live. And then when we live the way we like, we are going into the comfortable position. Yeah. But do you do you think that it will be a lot more valuable to be able to like the way we live? So always constantly being uncomfortable to the stage that you are used to you were able to survive in any sort of uncomfortable positions.
Wow, interesting.
Right, isn't it?
Okay. Well,
like, do you think? Okay, the question here is like, okay, the question. Let's just put a more direct question. So, do you prefer to be a person that can always like the way that they live, or a person that can find a way to live the way that he like?
I understand. I'm thinking.
Elaborate on that. Okay. Which pathway do you prefer? But I'll give my answer as well. I kind of have a general answer.
Okay. Say again. If it's for the live the way we like.
Okay, so when we talk about live the way we like, we are trying to go to a position where we are just very comfortable. So where we're just trying to go back to our comfort zone. Whereas like the way we live is, you are always seeking discomfort. You are always in a discomfort position. You're it's uncomfortable, but then that's kind of where you grow-ish. Yeah. So which one do you think it's more valuable? Having the ability to find your way into a comfortable position, or having the ability to always survive in an uncomfortable position?
Okay, if you put it this way, I'll say I prefer the second one. Because if let's say I'm already in my comfort zone, it seems like
I mean, like, it's like building your way towards a comfort zone. So like you're always being able to find your way into a comfort zone.
Finding the
Building
way.
your way towards a very comfort zone. Yeah, finding the way. Both of them are actually if we use an analogy of exploration, one would be live the way we like would be exploring in a forest and then find a perfect cave that you will love to live there. And then like the way we live is always constantly exploring. Even when you find a cave, you wouldn't live there. You will still think that let's continue to explore another part of forest which I've never explored. Yeah.
Okay, if you put it this way, I'll say actually no one can actually find the perfect cave though. First thing is that I believe as a human, it's very hard to make ourselves satisfied with the so-called the best life. Even one day we think we are already in the very comfort zone. Everything is what we want already, but still we will look around for other stuff and then go for it again. So I think it's actually very hard to find the perfect cave.
Okay.
Yeah, and
all right. Actually, I mean like.
Okay, you say it first.
I mean I'm gonna review the answer. Are you sure you don't want to like continue whatever you're saying first? At least review my answer. Not review the answer.
So for keep adapting to the life that we are living. Of course, we grow a lot, and maybe throughout the journey we can actually find what we want as well. Because I believe people keep changing, nothing stopped there. And then if you don't explore, you never know as well actually.
Okay.
So I'll say I prefer the second one.
Okay. Actually, I mean, to be honest, yeah. My answer is that actually, I guess within life, definitely both of them will happen. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. But because in order to like just like what how we started this podcast, in order to live the way we like, we definitely, at least for most people, we definitely have to go through the position where we like the way we live. And then for people that can somehow go to at least a stage where they are able to live the way we like, they must have gone through many periods where they like the way they live. Yeah, there's just so few people that are so lucky that they can so easily live the way they like. Yeah. And then since it's kind of like a feedback loop, since you have been liking the way you live so much, probably when you are living the way you like, it's not necessary the way you like initially.
Yeah.
It's because you have learned your way to live the way you live so much that at one point you just settled in yourself. And then you kind of start to like however you are. But then of course there's also others that they really keep liking the way they live until one day they really reach the original way they really liked. And then because they have been so challenged, like entrepreneurs, it's hard for entrepreneurs to just settle in. So even by the time that when they actually live the way they like, they will still continuing to find ways that are more challenging, where they have to find themselves to like the way they live. Yeah, but I guess there's this two paths. So some people will just eventually settle themselves with what they have, them like they're okay with it, or some people will just keep working towards improving, something like that. Yeah. But I personally think, I don't know. I mean, like both. It's hard to say which is right and which is wrong. There's of course there's nothing that's wrong. That's what I always say. But I believe that this actually a separate topic which I have jotted down as a podcast idea. Yeah, I probably will discover in that. But to be honest, until at this point in time, I have no idea which one is better. Should we constantly seek discomfort, or should we just like choose to be comfortable with what we have? Yeah, that's why I'm like, like this is actually a great question as well.
I believe this is like super hard because both sides are, I mean, there's no right or wrong, and I think maybe sometimes it depends on the situation as well. Let's say you're still very young, maybe in your 20s, and you already have the ability to live the way you like. Do you want to stop here? You just want to stop here and live the remaining of your, let's say, 70 or 80 years the same way?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think for most people it will be a no, because assuming we have an average life of like 80 years, you still have 60 years, and then you probably don't want to do that, because I mean, living this same life over and over again, I guess humans just can't really. Okay, there are some people that can live through this, but then most humans just can't live it this way. They just want something new. Yeah. They can't settle with such a simple life where it's like, oh, I'm like 20. Even though like most people consider myself successful, but then I don't like. Yeah, there's just no point being this successful for like 60 years later. There's you. I believe they still want to seek more success.
Yeah.
In order to make their life meaningful or purposeful, something like that, I guess.
Yeah, true. Because if let's say don't make it like 60 years later, even in 5 years, you don't have any achievement at all, it makes you feel maybe terrible.
Yeah. Like yeah. But then actually like all this kind of like all this achievement or whatever all this meaning, purpose, it could be as small as, like just
true,
getting married, or like giving birth to children, being a dad, doing all this small stuff, like even planting a tree. It could be meaning. Just that there's definitely you can't just live I think for most people you can't live an exactly same life for the rest of your 60 years. So I guess
at one point of time you feel bored as well, right?
Yeah. True, exactly. Yeah, I mean, for me, definitely I can't imagine. That's why I don't know. I think that's why I believe that there's no retiring is not a correct concept. I guess we will just continue work. I that's why I believe that I will work all the way until at least I'm 70. I assume, like assuming that I'll die around 80. I'll at least work until I'm 70, and then for the next 10 years, I don't know what I'll do. And I actually I have this weird idea, but I don't know. I don't know how does death feels like. But then I think, of course, I'm not sure, but at least for now, I would prefer dying when I'm doing something I like, instead of like just dying on a bed or something. I don't know. Whether it's like, I don't know. Okay, I think it's quite scary, but whether it's like bungee jumping or whatever, when I die during the process, I don't know. I think that will be a lot more fun. At least I'm okay. I have no idea about how this dying thing feels like, but I don't know. I just think that those just give me a lot more. At least I knew that when I died, I'm doing something I really like, instead of like just like on my bed feeling useless all the time, like having cancer or whatever on my bed. I have no idea, but then like, I guess this goes back to the question, like, are you satisfied or are you trying to find satisfaction? Yeah. Because like, I would say that if I'm able to die happily on a bed with some kind of illness, maybe at that point, I am already satisfied with my life.
Mm.
If I'm choosing to die doing something I like, that would be that I haven't actually I'm not truly satisfied with my life. That's why I rather die doing something I like. I think I'm not sure. I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, but
At least that's what my premature mind thinks of.
but the way you die is out of your control.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. That's exactly true.
But then yeah, I feel like, let's say for those people that have been trying to like the way they live because they don't have a choice. I don't know, maybe they're kind of slightly more unlucky that they don't really get rich after, let's say, 20 to 30 years. They keep on living the way that they don't like. They still haven't reached the point that they want. Isn't it very hard for them as well?
Okay. Okay, I have unpopular opinion here. I have unpopular opinion here. I believe I personally believe that everyone have the ability or chance to live the way they like. It's just whether they choose to do it or not. Yeah, it's just whether they choose to do it or not. So if they that's why I have that two route which I talk about. One kind of people would just like the way they live until at one point it became the life that they're happy with, and another kind of people would just keep liking the way they live all the way until they live the way they like, and then they are still not satisfied because they have been living their way, liking the way they live. That's why they just keep working hard. And I believe for this kind of people, which we consider unlucky and all this, it's probably not because they are unlucky, just that they didn't choose to do all this kind of stuff. I mean, okay, many people can say that, okay, because the way that they are born, let's say like in, who knows, in India they have like different level of what do they call that again, like social system and something like that, where some people are just at the bottom of the social pyramid, and then it's hard for them to get out of it. But there's still a choice. Like they can. It's not easy. Nothing is easy. There's a fast way to everything, but then nothing is easy. So, but there is still a way of doing it. I believe there's always a way of doing it, just that it's hard. So it's more like a choice. So if they end up living a life that they like, living the way they they end up living a life that they need to learn to like it, it's always their choice. It's always their choice. Literally, whether you want to jump out of this, you want to go and start a new life and then possibly work towards the life which you like, or you can just like learn to like the life that you're in, because you don't want to take the chance, the choice, the opportunity to jump out of whatever you are. Yeah, and I believe a lot of people would not agree with this. That's why I say it's an unpopular opinion, but I strongly believe in this. Yeah, like whether like some people will say that, oh no, I'm like stuck with family and all this. And for me, I have a very unpopular opinion, is that if you really want to go and live the way you like, why not leave your family, leave whatever child you have, and then go and work towards the dream that you want. It's an entirely possible thing, and then I believe it's 100% possible that you can eventually work towards the way that you like, but then it's just something that people wouldn't do because there's a lot of moral issues associated with it, and then it's totally like what we said last time. Like, it's something you can do, but just that most people wouldn't do it. Yeah. So I believe that there's always a way to live the way we like. Just that whether you choose to do it or not. If you don't choose to do that, you probably have to settle with finding a way to like the way we live.
Yeah, actually.
That's why sometimes we'll say that, like, oh, look at all those entrepreneurs. The thing they do are quite questionable. Like why are they divorcing? Why they are having so many divorce? Like Elon Musk had like 3 divorce and all this stuff. Like, it just personally, what's more important in your life? If you really believe that the life that you like is more important, go ahead and do it. You can definitely do it. Just it depends how do you want to achieve it. Yeah, that's probably a societal wrong. That might be a societal wrong way, but then if that thing is important enough for you, you probably have to do it. Otherwise, you can just blame yourself for not doing it. But of course, you can thank yourself for not doing it, because you're probably choosing the morally right way, something like that.
Well, instead of blaming themselves, most of the time, when people reach that stage, they blame others instead.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's just what you want. Like, there's 100%. There's always a way to live the way you like. But then whether you want to do it or not.
Yeah, actually, just when I used to
even right now, I can totally choose to drop out of college, but would it be it's just not morally right, or I'm just not comfortable in doing that. I can choose not to do my FYP, I can choose to fail this degree, but then it's just not right. It's, at least for me internally, I don't feel like it's the right thing to do, because my parents paid this money. That's why I think, even though I really kind of dislike it, I still have to find a way to figure out a way to at least like reach the minimal effort to complete it, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, just now when I use the word unlucky, I'm trying to search for a nicer word, and so unlucky comes in.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I don't want to discriminate
no
those
such thing as
people.
really unlucky,
I don't want to discriminate those people and say something bad, but just that maybe the way that I think is different from them. Yeah. So maybe they think they are unlucky. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just, I guess, I don't know, man. Like, it's just all kinds of choices in life. They had the choice to change their life, but then they choose not to. So yeah, it's not. I mean, I guess I will still blame it on them since they made the choice. But I don't know. I think. Yeah, I'll still. To be honest, it's a very unpopular opinion, but then I would just blame it on them, because the reason why they didn't choose that thing is because they are not brave enough.
Yeah, true. Most of the time, yes.
And then they are not brave enough. Okay, it can happen a lot of things, but then still, in order to improve yourself, you have to choose to just like break out of your comfort zone, do all that kind of stuff. And then they didn't choose that. So yeah, that's why.
True.
So yes, I guess it's time for a wrap up.
Yep.
Okay, so which way do you prefer? Live the way we like, or like the way we live? Or do you have a third answer?
I have a third answer, I guess. I think
Actually, I'm expecting that. I believe you have a third answer. I mean, I have a third answer as well. I mean, for everything, I guess everything in life, it's always the third answer. There's no one that it's not A or B. It's always C.
True.
Yeah.
I'll say, of course, I'll work towards living the way I like, but throughout the throughout the years or whatsoever, I'll try to like the way I live as well, because there's no point that I keep on working very hard towards that, but I'm feeling so unhappy, and that's just not something that I want. I don't want to feel depressed and anxious for 30 years and in the end I achieve something I want. I feel like I'm losing out a lot more that way.
Okay. All right. Okay. I guess okay, I think I will kind of simplify this two thing into two words. So I will simplify live the way we like as like resting, and then like the way we live as hustle. So I think, of course, both of this is like, it requires a balance. You need to have hustle, and then you need to rest at the same time, and then that provides you enough energy to continue hustling. So yeah, I believe these two work hand in hand. Of course, I believe there's nothing wrong with having a ideal way that you want to live, but then there's no point in trying to just try to achieve that. Just hold that too dearly to your heart and try to achieve that no matter what. It's important to just like, consider hustling, and then at one single point, you think it's worth to rest, and then just rest, and then keep working hard the next day, something like that. I believe that's something.
Okay, I agree.
Right. So yeah, like, I guess that's it for this episode. Do you have any insights of the week?
I think no. Yeah, no.
Okay. I mean, I have this, but I'm not sure if it's insight. It's probably just a sharing, because it's kind of funny this morning, because my friend was just sharing a story that she had, because apparently she's opening a new Instagram account, and then she kind of messed up her birthday date. So Meta don't allow her to open a Instagram account, because there's apparently this age requirement which is a lot more strict now, and so they require a form of ID to verify her age. And then so she sent in her driver license, but then when she sent in, she purposely covered her home address, because she doesn't want I believe she doesn't want Facebook to know her home address. And then in the end, she used her identity card, but then Malaysia identity card has the funny thing, which is that our date of birth is built into the ID number, and then most people wouldn't know that. And then, but then for some reason, she was able to explain to that person, and then now they know that. Now they know that. Okay, so that's the date of birth, and then so she got to open an Instagram account. But then I guess the point over here is not about this process. It's actually about one funny thing, because I find it quite funny that she's trying to avoid Meta knowing her home address by trying to cover the home address part. But then in fact, Meta don't need that to know the home address. I guess that's this funny thing, because like I guess it's just human. We always kind of, we are somehow self-centered. We always think that like whenever how you feel, you will think that others might feel this way as well. That's why sometimes we are so anxious about our action. We are so afraid that when talking this is awkward, because we think that it's awkward, so we assume people will think that it's awkward. We think that we already know this, so we assume that people is know it, so we think that whatever we know is invaluable, something like that. Yeah, we have kind of this thought in mind. But yeah, like actually, because like we are thinking that Meta the company, or like Instagram the app, is kind of like a human, whereas like if we are leaking our home address to them, then they will know the home address. But in fact, they are a totally different kind of being. I would just simplify them as they are computers, really, really smart computers that knowing your home address through a picture of your ID is probably the stupidest thing they can do, because they already have a lot more data than a lot more data to know that what is your home address, than trying to recognize the words from your ID, which they're probably less confident of the answer. Yeah. Like with all those GPS coordinates which you always gave them when you're at home scrolling your Instagram, they probably already have a 99% confidence knowing that that address is your home address. Whereas using image recognition software to identify this part of your ID, whether like, okay, so this is your home address, they probably only have a 97 confidence. So probably they already knew it. And we are still trying to, we think that, oh, so by not giving this information, okay, they wouldn't know. But in fact, they probably already knew it years ago. Because we try to understand things like thinking that they are just like us. But then in fact, they are totally different. So I don't know, this is a funny thing. I mean, like, it works not just for like comparing human and computers, but comparing us and others as well.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes we think that, oh, they kind of do it the way we do, but then in fact it's a bit different. But I guess sometimes we always try to be comfortable try to feel comfortable by knowing how other people think, how other people work, something like that. But then I guess there's just no point in doing that, because like using this example, we just have to learn to be uncomfortable about all this stuff, because there's just no way to know how other people think and something like that. You just gotta do it, and then just gonna hit the wall, and then like find out how it works, something like that.
And most of the time we are
And
just
then
assuming.
by hitting the wall, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I like when I look at this, I was like, haha, it's like quite funny, like how I mean, not just like even most of the CS students, they probably don't know this. They probably just trying to, oh my god, I'm gonna hide this thing, hoping that they wouldn't know, something like that. But then like, no, they still know it. They know it other ways.
Yeah, but
this like just probably you're just letting yourself feel that you are better, you're more smarter, you're safer in some ways, but then in fact no, you're not. Yeah, something like that.
when we log in, let's say for Facebook, when we log in at a different place, they'll ask you, is that you at this place? What? No?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So,
so
what were you trying to ask?
So it means they actually, I mean, like, it actually know where we are already.
I mean, okay, this is very interesting about computer science. So, I would say that any social media company or most of the apps, or okay, let's say I guess most of the internet companies, they know more about you than you know about yourself. But so they collected a lot of data about you, but it's just that whether they want to use that data, they totally know they know everything about you, but then it's just, for most of the data, it's unethical to use them. But then they already have the data. Whether they use it or not, we don't know. It's unethical for them to use it, but then there's no way for us to know whether they use it. But we just trust that they use it. And then you can choose not to trust them. You can definitely choose not to trust them. Then you just don't use it. It's like kind of exchange of thing. Yeah. You want to use it, you just have to trust them. Or you can like distrust them knowing that, oh, they already know everything, something like that. Yeah. No, I mean like this thing I'm trying to share is that I'm quite surprised that, I mean, like, even my mom, like, it's very funny. My mom is very funny. She was doing something which I deemed quite stupid last time. She was like, it was really funny. She was deleting her WhatsApp messages, something like that. I forgot, something like that, or images, something like that, because she think that would take up a lot of space in her phone. But then in fact, because like, I don't know, like traditionally thinking, she's thinking like, oh no, like all these files, like imagine like so many messages, something like that. But I mean, yeah, okay, those definitely take up some message. But then, of course, obviously, WhatsApp knows it. WhatsApp don't want you to not be able to use WhatsApp because your storage is full. So they have already optimized their messages, their images, like all their images is compressed, everything. They make it so that you can use it. Like, of course, you can delete it. You can probably free up like maybe 2 megabytes of your space, like after deleting like 1,000 or 10,000 messages and images, but you can just see that there's no point in doing that. Because of course they already have this in mind. They already designed it, they already compressed it, everything, so that it takes up so minimal of your space that you wouldn't need to care about it. Yeah. It's like so funny. Yeah, and then there's just a lot of funny stuff lah. A lot of funny stuff that like human, I don't know, we keep assuming that we know other people, and then we think that they do it this way, but then I think there's no point in doing this. Like, just do things, and then like, yeah, just find a way to solve things instead of like trying to avoid things.
And also we spend lots of time in guessing what people is thinking, and then we assume, and then we feel like maybe nervous or scared or whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, it's unavoidable, but then we just need to keep telling ourselves that all this stuff, there's no point doing all this stuff. Yeah, we just have to. It's kind of like a constantly uncomfortable exercise where it happens, but then you just have to tell yourself that, okay, this kind of stuff happened, but then we should try to train ourselves that so that it doesn't happen, because there's no point in letting this kind of happening. It doesn't help in any sort of ways. From the other. Yeah. So yeah, anything else you want to share?
I think no for today.
Alright, I guess then we'll end it here then.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks everyone for listening to this episode, and if you enjoyed, do leave a rating on Spotify now that they have that feature, or let's say if you're on iPhone, you can feel free to help us with a rating on Apple Podcast app. And yeah, if you have any feedback or anything that you want us to discuss, feel free to email to us or message us on any of our social media. But yeah, so thanks everyone for listening to this episode. Hope you find it fruitful, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. If you're not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with a link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again, and see you all next week. Bye bye.